Atlantic City was built to help people forget. But this day, Memorial Day, is for remembering.
Episode 5 is titled Gimcrack and Bunkum. Gimcrack is anything that looks flashy and enticing, but is actually just kind of cheap, pathetic bauble, something that's just a whole load of hooey and nonsense. This episode opens with some very noble talk about sacrifice and heroism. Meanwhile, everyone is out pursuing their own tawdry goals.
I think I can't play this game.
I don't think you even know the rules.
It's meant to evoke that disconnect between saying impressive things and discovering it's all basically a smokescreen for going after what you want, not caring what the consequences are.
I'm your brother, Nucky.
Then I love you. Now, unless you have something to say, aside from the fact that God distributes his gifts unequally, this conversation is over.
Eli comes to see Nucky because he discovers early in the episode that the Commodore has had a stroke and is incapacitated, so the man that he assumed had all the power, all the connections, all the expertise, and all the ability to keep all the other ducks in a row is now out of the picture. His allegiance with Jimmy is tentative. I think that's enough ammunition for Eli to be thinking, I may have made a very wrong decision here. I wonder if I go back on my hands and knees, if I can possibly save my own bacon here, which is what brings him back to Nucky. Nucky is not prone to forgiving and really uses this scene to rip a strip of flesh off Eli. There's nowhere your passions run higher than with your own family. That's a very volatile combination, and it just explodes.
I need you to get on your knees. Bend down to the ground and kiss my fucking shoes, you piece of shit.
What? For me, you could shoot the greatest fight in the world between two guys, and it doesn't mean anything if there's no emotional content to it. So the minute Nucky and Eli get in this room, you could feel Nucky seething on it. And Steve grew up in Long Island, and he wrestled in high school. And Steve was a very, very, very good wrestler. I mean, I remembered him as a wrestler before I ever knew him as an actor. And so I knew that somewhere in there that I had a guy who was gonna make it happen. And Shea Wiggum plays Eli, is just game for anything, period. There were 2 stunt doubles. There were a lot of shots in the scene. I don't know that we used them for 2 shots, maybe. Because these 2 guys kicked the shit out of each other for a whole day. It's one of the best fight scenes I've ever been involved with. And that was Clash of the Titans.
I don't think Eli's killing O'Neill is something he thought a lot about. It's been a very bad day for Eli, and O'Neill just really shows up at the wrong time, the day being what it is. Eli just makes him shut up in a very final way. It really is something that he does not intend to do it. Once he starts, he has to finish it. If somehow he thought, well, maybe O'Neill could survive my breaking his Adam's apple and have blood gurgles, I take it, but there isn't. I just gotta finish this now.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. In terms of the actors, it was an emotional scene. Again, another violent scene that had incredible emotional weight to it. It was O'Neill's swan song. Always, if you're dealing with an actor in his last episode and he didn't know if he was getting killed, and I mean, it's just the thing. It's really difficult for an actor to know they're getting killed off a show. The scene continues on. He bashes his brains, which is just horrific. That's a whole other challenge. You have to meet for weeks. They have to create plaster heads, rubber heads, heads that we can cave in. Really, once you get there, the work is to figure out the logistics and do the acting part of it. Shea is like a caged lion. He'd already had the knockdown up already. And as a character, he was right there.
Yeah.